Hello, we are happy to see you here today on the Popcorn channel, and today here with me Lisa.
Hello.
And we're traveling to
Greece.
Greece, and the capital of Greece is
Athens.
Yeah, right. And we're going to show you the Greece on the globe. Here's our globe. Go ahead and oops.
Greece.
Here is the Greece. It's fairly small, right? And it's located on the coast of the Mediterranean Sea. And the Greece has around 1,000 islands, and it's famous for its breathtaking views. The coast of the Mediterranean is really beautiful. Have you been to Greece, by the way?
Yes. And but there this magnet looks like a spoon, and it has the island of Greece, Corfu.
The Corfu, it's the place you've been to Greece, right?
Yes.
The island of Corfu. And as you see, the Lisa's magnet is really blue, right? They like the blue color because it represents basically the color of the Mediterranean Sea. I've been to Greece too. I've been to a really small town called Tolo, and I've been there 2 or 3 times, I believe. I really like it there. The Greece actually has a really long history, right?
Yes.
The ancient Greece was founded 4,000 years ago. So the Greece actually has a really long history of wars, of arts, of architecture, and till our days we see a lot of things that came to our culture from actually Greece, and a lot of words that we are using nowadays have the Greece roots, right? Do you know something about Greece you would share with them?
I know that it's warm there, but not as hot as Texas. But there's a lot of fish in the sea.
It's those nice coral fishes, right? Which looks really fascinating, and all bright colors. There's something else I wanted to tell you about the Greece. I was preparing, so I discovered some new and interesting facts. And the Olympic Games, you definitely heard about the Olympics, right? I believe the last Olympic Games held in Greece were in 2004, but the Olympic Games were invented by Greek people. And the first Olympic Games were held in Greece 2,700 years ago. And basically, first of all, it's were invented for the cities of Greece to compete one against each other. And today we have this really huge tradition of Olympic Games thanks to Greece and Greek people. And they have as I already mentioned, the Greece is has a long history, and also a long history of wars and like cities and nations competing to each other. So they have a lot of legends related to wars. Have you ever heard about the Troy horse?
Never heard of it.
Okay, so here is the legend. When the Greece were having a conflict with the Troy, in order to defeat the Trojan people, what they did, they basically brought to the Troy city a horse, saying it's a gift, and they were hidden inside a giant wooden horse. The horse was left outside of the city walls, and the people of Troy wheeled it inside, and only for the sneaky Greek soldiers basically inside to creep out and seize the city. Have you ever heard about the Acropolis?
No.
The Acropolis is one of the ancient cities of Greece. this place were known because it was built really high in the mountains, so the Greece people could retreat there during the wars, and was basically what they did. And the Greece is also really well known for its food.
Yeah.
The Mediterranean food is really good. It has a lot of vegetables. I really love aubergines, and Greeks are the ones who up to me make the aubergines the best. And a lot of meats and a lot of sweets. Do you have a sweet tooth? Are you a candy person?
Well, kind of.
Okay, because I really love with desserts and sweet stuff. So today we are making the Greek dessert called baklava, and it consists of sheets of phyllo dough. It's a really thin sheets of the dough. I can't imagine rolling it out by hands. So I have the store-bought phyllo. We're gonna use this one. I also have the walnuts here, already chopped into the smaller pieces. And we have a butter, because we'll need a lot of butter to make the phyllo, to make the baklava. I have the spring form we're gonna use, already lined with the parchment paper, the sugar, water, and the honey. So let's start. What we do first, we need to cut our dough out so it fits perfectly in our mold, the spring form. So let's just put it here, and I will give you a knife, and you just go ahead and cut it so it's exactly the same size as the base of our form. Right? Here we go. What we do next? For the base of our phyllo, we'll need the 6 to 8 sheets of phyllo. So we put one piece to the bottom, and we brush it with the butter. But first, we need our butter melted. To melt the butter, we'll use the microwave. The small impulses, like 30 seconds, just to make sure it's melted, not exploding in the microwave. Have you done it before? Like
No.
when something explodes in the microwave? Happy you are. I did it with butter, I did it with chocolate. Believe me, the chocolate is the worst. The smell... Okay, let's melt it. So, we melted our butter. It was... The 30 seconds were just enough to get it melted.
Okay.
You go ahead and brush it with the butter.
Okay.
I can hold it for you. Now, we put the second sheet here.
And we'll brush it again.
Yeah, perfect. While you brush them, you know what? I forgot the cinnamon. We need the cinnamon. I will add the cinnamon to our
Okay.
now. Yes, all done. Let's now
The next sheet.
yeah, go ahead and brush it again. So it's basically all about brushing and layering it.
Okay. The next sheet.
The next sheet is here. How much do we have? Like 4, right? It's the 5th. Go ahead. You can put it for you. If you don't mind, just yeah. I guess we're done because we have just enough left to cover the top. On top we again need to use a little bit more of phyllo. We'll use up to 6-8 sheets as we did with the base. So just let me brush the one we already have in here to make it easier for you, and you go ahead and brush the ones on the table.
Okay.
So we pre-cut it and then we'll start baking it. It's just because this part might be tricky to make sure it's not falling apart. Actually, the square molds would work even better for the baklava, but because the spring forms are only round ones, I'm using the round one. It's easy to open when we're all done.
This looks like a little cake.
Yes, it will be looking like a cake cut into nice square pieces. Yeah, like
a little
cut into pieces, and we'll put it into the oven for 350 degrees Fahrenheit for 55 minutes to ensure it's all baked. So what else we got here? It's the water, the sugar and the honey, and we need it to make a syrup. And when our baklava is fully baked, we'll pour the syrup on the top so it's all covered with the syrup, and let it stay overnight so it's all soaked nice and moist, and then we can eat it. For the syrup, we'll need the water. Go ahead, put the sugar in there, and we're going to boil our syrup, and then we'll add
and I'm gonna put it to a spoon.
You just take the whole cup and just spoon it out.
All? Okay.
Yeah. Well, it's all of it. Perfect. Perfect.
There's some in there.
You can use them. Let's move like the sugar we got on the stove because it's gonna melt here, and
we don't want it to melt.
Yeah, it will stick to the surface, and let's turn it on. Okay, so we're basically waiting for it to boil. When it's boiling and the sugar has dissolved, it's all ready. We'll add the honey and our syrup is ready. We just set it aside and take the baklava out of the oven and top with the syrup. Smells good?
Yeah. The honey smells good.
So, almost there. Just mix it.
Looks like two waterfalls.
Yeah. It's really sticky waterfall. Now we'll wait a bit for our baklava to be fully baked, and we'll top it with the syrup.
Okay.
Meanwhile, let's clean up and set the table, right? To pour our syrup in. So we're all done with our baklava and we ready to try it out, right?
Yeah.
Which piece do you like the most?
I like this one.
Okay. Let me set. See, it's all nutty and layered.
Looks like a little cupcake.
Yeah, it's like a little cupcake and it's really sweet. Do you like it?
Yeah.
Let me try just a bit too. Oops. It's good. So let's say goodbye to our followers before we can proceed with our tea and baklava. Thank you so much for watching us here on the Popcorn channel. We had really good time with you. And travel to Greece, cook with us, like and share, and you have a very nice day. See ya, bye bye.
Bye.